I'm killing two birds with one stone now, because I'm on my last brick run of my entire, probably 3 years of training for this iron distance triathlon. Just done 5 hours on the bike, 1 hour run, but my time is so crunched at the moment. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an interval session that will provide real value, but I just need to get into the zone here. Now, this session is called the pace variation interval session, and I may have actually made a video about it a long time ago, but it's worth going over these types of sessions and kind of bringing it back into your consciousness, because this is a really good session. But before I tell you what the actual session is, I need to tell you why it's a good session, because that's the important bit. So as a coach, it is one of my absolute core beliefs that the athletes I coach and myself need to know their body so well, inside out, using a lot of different measurements, so that come race day, if anything were to happen, they would be able to roll with the punches and adapt. So the idea goes that we do sessions based on heart rate, we do sessions based on RPE, which is rating of perceived exertion, basically how hard you feel like you're working out of 10, and sessions based on pace. And sometimes those sessions work on a couple of them, or even all 3. But the reason that that's beneficial is on race day, if your heart rate monitor stopped working, you would still be able to know what pace and RPE you'd need to work at for a certain heart rate to stay in zone 2 or push to zone 3. And if your watch stopped working, you'd still know what pace you're running based on how hard you feel like it is, whether you're going uphill or downhill. And when that's all weaved together, you've got someone on race day that is so practiced, has been so consistent in training, that they're able to just completely adapt to any given situation. Roll with the punches, heart rate monitor doesn't work, so what? All of that. That's why I think it's important to train all of these things rather than just work on your heart rate or just work on your pace. So this pace variation session, it works on pace, obviously, and RPE, so your rating of perceived exertion. And this is how it goes. And first things first is a comprehensive warm-up, not just for your body, but for your mind as well. I'm thinking somewhere in the 10 to 15 minute region, chuck in some drills, because that'll really benefit your technique. I'll link a video up here for that, before you go on to the main set, and then you'll be ready to really give it everything. This is killing me. I got to stop to tell you the actual session, because I don't think my brain's going to work if I try and do it whilst I'm running. So it's this simple. After your warm-up, after your drills, you do 4 minutes at your marathon pace, the pace that you perceive that you could do a marathon at. Usually that is about 6 to 7 out of 10 on feel. Then after the 4 minutes, you do 3 minutes at your half marathon pace, and that's usually about 7 out of 10 feel. And then you probably guessed it now, 2 minutes at your 5 or 10k pace. Now that's quite hard, so that's usually about 8, maybe creeping up into 9s out of 10 by the end of that. And then at the very end, 1 minute, just 1 minute, all out, give it everything. That is the first set. And your reward? Walk for 3 minutes. Just really easy walk. And then it gets interesting. And I say interesting, kind of using a bit of artistic license there. But what I mean is that if you wanted to, then you could repeat that all again. But if you're newer to running, it might make sense to stop there, do a cool down for 10 minutes and build up to doing 2 sets. Maybe down the line, do it a few times where you do 1 set, then do 2 sets, you know, a few months down the line. It all really depends on where you are in your running journey, which is quite nice.
And that's really it. It's that simple, that session. And in fact, actually, when you've built up a tolerance, you could probably do that 3 times through. I've tried it. It's not very pleasant, but it is a good learning curve, because trust me, when you start to see on your results on whatever you use to look at your data, so whether it be Garmin or Strava or Training Peaks, it's really lovely to see a complete difference in paces. You can see where you're running your marathon pace, and you can see the heart rate that equates to, and then half marathon, then the 10k, 5k, then the all out, and it's really good to see that difference, and it makes you feel like you're really learning about your own pace and what that feels like when you're out there. And I know it's a shorter video, and I know it's not very much in terms of production value, but done is better than perfect, and Casey Neistat taught me that, and I really believe in consistency of getting videos out, so I hope it has helped you out there. If you do the session, let me know, give me your feedback on it, but it is a good one. And in fact, there's a bank of running sessions, interval sessions and ideas, and I'll link the playlist here because I created this playlist to give you some ideas for sessions. So if you weren't aware, or if you're new to the channel, there's a playlist there. That's the subscribe button. I'll see you on Sunday, hopefully a lot better rested than I was this week because my taper started. See you then.